Welcome to another episode of Flip Out, where I'm telling you why I can't stand real estate. We're at a completely different site today. This is a property we've owned since 2014, but it's got a unique story, and I figured I would tell you the story. So this particular property, this porch I'm standing on, this property I just left court about. I was called into court because they want to demo this. They're saying it's not safe, it's unfit, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we're demoing this property. So in a couple weeks, this property also will be demoed, but not because I wanted to demo it. It's gonna be demoed because the city's forcing us to do that. But may I make mention, this little property next to this one, right over here, we've had a little bit of an issue. You can kind of see it right here. You see this property, this was a drug house, and they were running a prostitution ring out of that house. Now, the good news is my tenant, who's the person I bought this property from, he took care of that. So we no longer have an issue next door, which also presents a unique opportunity. Now maybe I can buy that property. Now that it's vacant, it's got all sorts of violations, that becomes in my radar to buy. Now I know I said I hate real estate, but let me tell you what my thoughts are with this. Instead of thinking about this from a real estate standpoint, what if I thought about this as a charitable type of thing? Stay with me. You know we're passionate about cats, have quite a few of them, none other than the lazy cash right back in the office. So we're down here in the west side of Buffalo, an area that is kind of on its brink of turning around, but there's still a lot of cats around here that need help. All the shelters around here, which we donate money to them, are at capacity. So what if we demoed this property? We got permission to build a cat sanctuary, a place where Jamie, who runs the cattery right now, could come down here, and this would be her offices where we would take care of cats and run all sorts of different campaigns and save the kitties that, well, sometimes don't make it. You see, now all of a sudden, it's not real estate I'm doing, it's charitable work, it's God's work. It's the things I'm truly passionate about. That is the switch, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. You know, here's a fun thing right here, actually, right there, is where the trailer was that they ran a prostitution ring out of. But, you know, the city is more concerned about me tearing down these properties, which actually my vacant properties, they're maintained, the lawns are mowed, they're landscaped, and, well, they're not bothering anybody. Completely boarded up, nobody living in them. But hold on. What the city's actually concerned about is me knocking down my vacant buildings. They're not concerned at all, or at least they weren't concerned until we made a lot of noise about the prostitutes running out of here, the drug house that was right here, that the cops had been called on numerous times. But you know what? I'm not gonna say that they didn't care. It just took a long time, years, to get this situation here taken care of. But I guess, you know what? It's taken years for the city to get me into court to tell me that, well, we want these properties demoed because they're unsafe. And I guess I understand it, because if somebody were to break in and start living there, well, now I got a squatter, which here in New York, a squatter is actually a tenant. So I get a tenant, and then that tenant isn't paying rent, but I have to evict them through the court. So you see, it's probably best that we do demo these. And that's one of the unique things about real estate, especially here in New York. I don't recommend anyone does real estate in New York. You know what? I think people are crazy that do real estate in New York. I've done so much of it that I can make that strong proposition that real estate in New York is a pain in the butt. But hey, to all the people doing real estate, God bless you. I just don't want to be the one. I want to be the bank, because someone said the ultimate in real estate is being the bank, and you know what? That's just what I'm doing now, and I like it a lot better. But back to this property. I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. This property has to be demoed. Now you would think, you know, there's a vacant house, nobody living in it. Pretty easy, right? You just get a tractor like this one here, because this would certainly do the job. It's got the little, you know, backhoe on the back, and you just get it up there, you grab a piece, and you just bring it to the ground. And then you take all the rubble, you put it in dumpsters, and off it goes. And boom, done, demoed. That's what you would think. Oh, no. See, here's what we gotta do. We gotta call all the utilities, the electrical, the gas, the sewer, the water, and we gotta have them all disconnected. And all of them charge you. Oh yeah, they definitely charge you, because it's not good enough just to pay your electric bill. So they'll charge you for removing and disconnecting the electric. With the sewer, yeah, we'll have to have a plumber come out and cap the sewer, because we're gonna want sewer here for the next project. If we do the cattery, we'll want sewer for that, and you'll want water. So you wanna do it right. So you'll have a plumber come in. That's about $3,600, give or take a buck or two, just to cap the sewer so that you keep the tap and you can just plug back into it when you build a new one. But then, hold on. Now we need a permit from the city of Buffalo. Now, I'll let you know more about that in the next one, but the permit, yeah, that costs money too, and takes time and lots of questions and lots of paperwork, to which I don't really have time to fill out. So I got to hire somebody to do that, which I got somebody. And then once you've gone through all the utilities, once you've gotten them all disconnected, the plumbing and the sewer, and then got the water capped, now you can demo it. So you bring in some tractors, you put it to the ground, you put it in dumpsters, and now you have raw land. How much does that cost? 30 grand maybe, 35 grand, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe a little more because we're talking about 2 buildings, but somewhere in that general neighborhood is probably about what you could expect, just so you have some green, fluffy lawn.
Hey, are you ready to take control of your financial future? Welcome to Private Money Club. Private Money Club is the ultimate online platform connecting real estate entrepreneurs with private money lenders just like you. Whether you're looking to fund your next deal or lend money to grow your wealth, Private Money Club is your go-to resource. You can post deals, find funding, connect with other like-minded professionals. It's just a community. It's a community that you need to plug into. If you're new to the game, no problem. Our Learn platform and our weekly coaching webinars and our on-demand resources are here to guide you every step of the way. Join a thriving network of real estate experts who are already making an impact, and they're waiting to partner with you. So Private Money Club gives you the tools, the training, the connections, and everything you need to achieve your financial goals. So why don't you start now? You can either do it with a free membership, or you could upgrade to the paid Premier membership for exclusive perks, and there are a lot of them. Because money talks, and at Private Money Club, we speak its language. So join today by going to privatemoneyclub.com. We'll see you inside.
So back in 2014, we acquired these properties. And I say these because it's quite a cool property. We've got vacant land and parking right here, which you can see are the construction vehicles. That's one. The driveway is another lot. Then you've got a duplex here and a duplex out back, which are fully occupied, beautiful on the inside. And then you got the properties that we already talked about, 97 over here, and that and the one in the back, which are vacant. So you got all these properties. So I acquired these back in 2014 for $210,000. We've had them rented the entire time. So the rents have been used to pay down the mortgage. Not only that, the rents have been used to renovate a lot of the units. Like I said, they're beautiful inside. So what's the plan here? Well, the plan when we bought this was to run them as a rental. But like I was just talking to Jordan, you don't make a ton of money on properties like this. I mean, I got 4 units here, maybe you end up making 10 grand a year. But we had one tenant who we moved in and she trashed the place, just a scumbag. We did it out of the kindness of our heart. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that, but she ended up screwing us. Put cat litter down the toilets. Now, remember, we gave this woman an opportunity. Frank didn't want her in. Frank's the manager of the properties. He didn't want her in there. My wife kind of pushed the issue, and because we helped her out, and then when we evicted her, she got mad and trashed it. So that one little trashing of that unit ended up costing us more than 1 year's profit. So you got to look at that. Like when you're talking about profits of a property, that's if everything goes perfect. But if everything doesn't go perfect, well, there you go. You end up coming out of pocket. Now, and that's the case for this year. Next year, maybe we're profitable, but here's the thing. You buy a property like this for appreciation. This whole area has been turning around. It's been coming around. It's been slow, but it is certainly turning around. If we go out here to Niagara and we go down, tons of new restaurants and buildings, and they're taking these old waterfront buildings on the river and they're converting them into things like breweries and high fine dining and apartments and luxury apartment complexes and on and on. That's called gentrification, and it's happening. And it's happening at a rapid pace. Now, you might say that's not so rapid because 2014 to today was 11 years. But in 11 years, this property's probably gone from 210 to probably 350,000. We could sell it tomorrow for that. But my plan isn't to just sell it because this is a long-term asset. Like I said, we want to knock those down. Maybe we'll do some good. We'll put a cattery in there. But you see the next building, maybe I buy that and demo that. And how about the next building? Maybe I buy that one. See, that's the thing. When you buy properties in close proximity to one another, it opens up the door for lots of things. Down the line, when this really becomes gentrified and really becomes in demand, how much is this worth? How much would all of that be worth? Now, let's just hypothetically say I could buy that blue house for $20,000 to $50,000 bucks. And that's probably realistic because it's vacant, it's got lots of violations, all sorts of issues. So just time, maybe that'll happen. The one down from that already has a for sale sign, but it says under contract. I'm waiting for that realtor to call me back because deals fall apart all the time. So if I owned all of that, how much is that worth? Well, in today, like how it is today, probably not much more than what you'd pay for it. But if you did something, what if down the line, you put up apartment complexes here? You knocked all this down and you just built giant apartment complex. Would that be something that would be worth more? Or what if you sell it to a developer? Because you see, once you own it all, once you have control of it all, that's when magic starts happening. But it also is where problems start happening. So what we would have to do is, like I said, with ours, we're gonna have to demo those. Now that's because the court's ordering it. I was kicking the can because I didn't feel like spending the money. But if I bought the next one, put it to the ground. And the next one, well, rent it maybe, or demo it. You see, there's sometimes more value in the land than there is in the buildings. And a lot of people will buy a building, be like, oh, we can turn this around, we can convert this. You get one bad tenant, and all of a sudden they trash your brand new renovation, and it was all for nothing. So that's what we're doing. That's the plan down here. And we thought this would make a really good episode because, well, like I said, I just got done at court. I drove directly here from court, and well, it was adjourned, but they were gonna tell us we have to demo them. So what I did is I got ahead of that. I already got the crews to demo it. We're just getting permits by the end of this week. And then the next time we report back, that'll be on the ground. But I just gave you my whole idea, and what do I know? I mean, I don't even really do a lot of real estate. So I'm sure some of you watching this, you're big real estate people. What would you do? If these were your properties, you had 4 rented units, a bunch of vacant land, and soon to be more vacant land, what would you do? What would be your first step? Put it down in the comments. Tell me what you'd know, and while you're at it, click that little like button, and heck, while you're at it, click the subscribe button. And hey, when you're at all that, why don't you click that little bell up top, smash that bell so you're notified every time we put out new videos. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next episode of Flip Out.